Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So today I'm going to talk through the top 5 reasons why I think you should consider getting a Toyota Sienna. For those of you who don't know, this is my brand new 2023 Toyota Sienna XSE 25th Anniversary Edition, and we absolutely love it. We just came from a 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro, but it wasn't checking all the boxes, unfortunately. A phenomenal vehicle. It's just, when it comes to hauling the family around, the Sienna was absolutely the better choice. So we're very happy to be in this. So the 5 reasons, I'm going to try my best to rip through them here, but stick around for number 5. Well, technically number 6, as I don't think a lot of you are going to agree with it. So number 1 is the most obvious. Let's get it out of the way. It is the fuel economy. So in this Sienna here, it is a hybrid. So a hybrid 4-cylinder that sports 36 miles to the gallon, 36 average, 36 in the city, 36 highway, and it really does live up to it, guys. It is phenomenal. So that by itself is a reason really to consider this over the competition, as it does a phenomenal job. Especially when you compare it to the Honda Odyssey. The Honda Odyssey sports 22, 24, right around there with this naturally aspirated V6. Number 2 is the exterior styling. So I think obviously this is a matter of opinion, but I do think this is the best looking minivan that you can get, right? So you get a bunch of very unique and very, I think very special looking design cues all throughout. The front end of this just looks so much nicer than the Honda Odyssey, in my opinion. These headlights are extremely sleek. It's definitely the most modern looking minivan that you can get. I would say the Chrysler Pacifica is next in line. You have the Kia Carnival, as well as the Honda Odyssey being the front runners in the whole pack. But love the design elements here. Front end is very aggressive looking for a minivan, but this whole swooping rear fender line I think looks absolutely incredible. So this is perhaps my favorite part of the entire vehicle, and how it flows into those larger taillights out back. So there is no denying the fact that this really is a sleek looking minivan. So exterior design as my number 2. Number 3, this is perhaps the most obvious, but I really want to foot stomp it. It is truly the most conducive for a family, right? So you guys know we have 4 young kiddos, all ages 6 and under, and the van life is far more conducive for our lives, far more conducive than that third row large SUV segment. And I hate to say it out loud because I love large SUV. I mean, well, one right here and a Land Cruiser in the garage there. So I love SUVs, and it pained me a little bit to make the transition to take the plunge into minivan life. But I can tell you guys, I couldn't be happier about it. And my wife absolutely loves the conveniences of this. So let's talk through it a little bit. So family friendly. We got sliding doors here in Wyoming. You guys know, if you watch my videos, it is super, super windy in this state all the time. So being able to just hit a button and have the doors open up, whether it's that button or the button inside, so you can hit the button up there and you can open up either the sides, or you can even hit the button on the key fob to open up either of the sliding doors here or the rear hatch. So excuse the mess. It's obviously for the kiddos, but small things like this, right? So you don't think about it until you have it. But look at this. You got this giant handrail all the way up and down for no matter how old your kiddo is, whether they're 4 years old, 3 years old, or a freaking teenager, they can hold on to this as they get in the vehicle, which is really nice, and a very grippy feeling handle right here. So obviously on both sides of the Sienna. So another component to consider, and one thing I've never really thought too much about, is the low ground clearance. Obviously, when you're off-roading, ground clearance is crucial. You want to be able to maximize your ground clearance, but this is a freaking minivan, guys. So having that lower entry point really is perfect for the kiddos to step into, and really just a convenient thing for them to actually get into the vehicle without bumping their legs or having to climb up into the vehicle like they had to do with the Sequoia. The TV screen, I showed you this before. Let me pop to the other side, guys. Got the entertainment package on this particular Sequoia. Got this right here, showed you before. One of these days I'll show you the actual connection, what that looks like to this. It is a wireless connection to it, so you can with our phones, we can play something and it will automatically screenplay to it. So very convenient and perfect for the kiddos. Another component is just how adjustable everything is for the family, right? So you can slide this entire chair back and forth, about 4 feet here, back and forth, wherever your heart desires, you can place it there. And with them having the 2 captain's chairs, the oldest kiddos can walk in between there to the back, which is perfect. When it comes to adjustability too, you have rear connection points on each of the seats. And that is one thing that we did not get in the Sequoia. The Sequoia didn't have these rear hook points, connection points for the children's seats. So we have it here in the center too. Pop. And then right here. So every single seat has it, and that's a big deal for us parents, right? And you have them, of course, try to snake in there, have them, of course, up here as well on both of those captain's chairs. So super convenient. It really allows you to, mix and match where you want each of your children to sit in the vehicle. So very, very convenient. Also, better than a Sequoia. You would never think that saying out loud, especially looking at the size of this compared to the Sequoia. Sequoia is equally big, seemingly, or even bigger. This is, although not perfect, it's ideal. I mean, it works out. We have a full, kind of a larger stroller here that folds up, of course, with the seating portion right here. I talked about it before, but it goes down about 4 or 5 inches deep into, toward the ground, which is really nice. The Sequoia is higher up because it does have that hybrid battery pack underneath the rear seats. Deep inside into the sidewall here, additional 6-7 inches that you have storage space. So they really thought of it all. I have the car seats in here, otherwise I'd show you just how simple the system is to recline the seats. It is so simple, just a couple flicks and it's laying flat, and it's really perfect. So overall, the cargo and just everything about it, they have really taken everything into consideration to make it as conducive for the family as possible, and I can't stress that enough. All right, so fuel economy, exterior design, family friendly. Number 4, I almost kind of cheated this one. I could have made this 4 and 5, but I'm bulking them together. I'm bulking the 2 R's together, okay? And that is reliability and resale. I think a lot of people gravitate to Toyota at large, I do, because of its reliability and its exceptional resale numbers. This particular van here, although I even paid a $1,000 markup with paying an additional premium for the window tint and clear bra, I could comfortably sell this for a few $1,000s more than what I paid when I have 10-15,000 miles on it. So they hold value extremely well, but this is the one that will likely stick around the house for the longest time, just because, well, I can't see us getting a more convenient vehicle for the kiddos. All right, so reliability and resale, those are kind of no-brainers, but important to note. Toyota doesn't miss when it comes to reliability. People buy these. There's so many testimonials out there, people who have purchased their older Siennas and driven them for 300,000 miles plus with very, very little issue or no issue whatsoever, just with minimal maintenance. So that's pretty incredible, and you can't say that for all vehicle manufacturers. So that's a huge, huge plus, of course. Number 5. The driving characteristics. This one surprised me the most, guys. I did not buy this expecting it to handle well and feel well behind the wheel. I knew it was going to be great fuel economy. I got that part of it, but I thought it was just going to, I thought it was going to drive around like a boat. It was just giant van. I just didn't expect it. So exceptional driving characteristics, guys. And for example, you get an awesome turning radius in this. It turns on a dime, and you really appreciate that stuff, and you don't realize how much you appreciate it until you have a vehicle that does not turn on a dime. So excellent turn radius within it. The visibility is a big piece to consider too. I'll hop in here again just to kind of show you around. It really is a fishbowl, right? So as you're sitting in here, these giant windows all throughout, you're not finding yourself, excuse the messy garage, you're not finding yourself, leaning left and right, trying to look out the windows. Everything is so... Okay, well, as I'm talking about visibility, got the giant screen hanging down. So, as you can see, exceptional visibility all throughout. No gripes whatsoever. And I've talked about it before, but I'll beat the drum. I love this additional window portion right here, because that really is like a traditional blind spot. As you're looking at a stoplight or whatever, you're looking left and right, one of those directions you typically are kind of blinded by, but a very thin A-pillar here. So that does not get in the way whatsoever. And I love this, even beyond the mirror there. So it's never blocking it. Love that. All right, what else for driving characteristics? So turn radius, visibility, the handling. The fact that this feels so planted was a total shock, right? Yeah, I told you guys when I purchased it from Utah, I drove it back that night, throughout the entire night, over I-70, over the mountain passes like Vale, Copper Mountain, all the mountain passes there, and it was a snowstorm that night. And this is a front-wheel drive Sienna. A front-wheel drive Sienna, and it just handled it with such ease. And I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure I was going to start losing traction, I was going to lose my confidence, and I was going to stop, get a hotel, right? And I thought I was going to do that very, very soon into my drive. But it went over it and went through it all with such ease. I was super, super impressed with it. And it's just front-wheel drive, which is kind of baffling, right? Because there is an all-wheel drive version of this, right? But it's kind of crazy to think that the 25th anniversary edition front-wheel drive version matches the price about, I think, within a couple $100s of the all-wheel drive version. So each of them kind of have their pros and cons over one another. So very, very planted, exceptional handling, handles the turns extremely well. This final point is what I alluded to at the beginning. And I'm not sure I didn't really think through how I want to communicate this, but there is something about driving a van that offers you a strange level of peace of mind. So, I mean, not the type of peace of mind for crash test rating. This has 5-star crash test rating, exceptional crash test rating. So no issues when it comes to safety. You know, Toyota safety sense all throughout, as you'd expect, being in 2023. But what I mean is, when you make the jump from SUV to a minivan, you take the plunge. I don't know, it's just the way you feel while driving it. perhaps you feel like you get a level of leniency, and this is probably inaccurate, but when you're driving this and you maybe accidentally cut somebody off in it, like you get a level of leniency in it. Oh, that guy's driving a minivan. You kind of like maybe kind of feel bad for him. But again, I don't know how to communicate this, but driving this around just feels different. You're not trying to impress anybody, right? It's a freaking minivan at the end of the day. You're not trying to impress. But, I mean, even the other soccer moms out there, soccer dads, catch your eyeball on this, right? Because it really is a sleek-looking van. But with it just being a van and having that quote-unquote stigma that has always attached to them throughout the years, you're not trying to impress anybody. And just, I don't know, it offers you a very unique, good peace of mind while driving it. Whereas, when we're driving the Sequoia, we were obviously those people who couldn't let go of the SUV. And you guys know what I'm talking about. The people the type of people we've been forever. The type of people that just could not take the jump to a van. I avoided it for so long, and now I'm just kind of kicking myself that I didn't make this switch sooner for my family's sake, because it really is an exceptional platform. And I'm not just saying that because I got it, right? Because I could sell it in a heartbeat. You guys know me, but I don't want to. I really don't. It feels right for the family, and it really ticks all the boxes. Not to mention 36 miles to the gallon. You can't complain about that. And this is the best fuel economy vehicle I've ever had. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. I think I geeked out plenty in this video too. Sorry for making it a little longer than I anticipated. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you agree. And let me know if I missed out on any of the top 5 perks of the Toyota Sienna here. Appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.